Hello, everyone. This is Chris again, and welcome to another one of my multiple film review in one movie review videos. For those of you unfamiliar with these videos is where I review multiple films that I've seen within typically a 2 to 3 week span. And I review them all in one video, mainly because I could have been just feeling lazy and didn't review them right when they came out, or maybe they just weren't as high profile enough. I didn't feel the urge to come out and review them. But now that I've seen a few films that I really want to review, I'm going to get this video out there. So I hope you enjoy, and let's go ahead and get started. So the first movie we're going to talk about is Happy Death Day. This is a movie that really came out of nowhere for me, and I think a lot of other people. The first time that I saw a trailer for it was with It from last month. And when I saw it, there were a whole bunch of other horror movie trailers, and a lot of them I just didn't care for. But this trailer, man, actually really jumped out to me. I thought that, you know what, that looks like a really fun movie, and I had a good feeling about this movie. It was the same feeling I had when I saw this first trailer for Get Out last year. I just thought that, you know what, this looks really interesting. And even though it's a premise that the whole thing of repeating dying and coming back every single day is something we've seen before. Putting it in a horror movie, it looked really fun. And just getting to the basic premise of the movie, a girl named Tree, she's in college and it's her birthday, hence today, Happy Death Day. But on this day, a stalker keeps killing her and she keeps waking up and having to repeat the day over and over again until she can sort of solve the mystery of what exactly is going on. And like I said, I did have a good feeling of this movie going in, and I thought this movie was a lot of fun. I thought this movie took full advantage and of its premise and really sort of made a really good story out of what they had to work with here. And made a really fun movie. I mean, if you go on the checklist, I thought the mystery of what was going on was interesting. I thought the movie had some good scares and some jump scares here and there, so that was good. And the atmosphere with those scares, just sort of the classic Friday night horror movie tension. The movie's got some good moments when it comes to that stuff. A little cliche at times, but still good. And it was just an entertaining movie throughout. Some good comedy here and there, some following good characters, or at least your protagonist. And I got to say that the movie really falls on the shoulders of Tree, played by this actress named Jessica Roth. And she does a really good job, man. And Tree as a character, to me, the thing that I like the most about this movie is that whenever you get this sort of story of someone repeating the same day over and over again, you get the chance for some really good character development and characters learning something about themselves and just life overall and who they really are. I thought this movie did a really good job of that, man, showing the type of character that Tree was, which she's not all that great a person, but sort of the journey she goes on and this boy that she initially meets and having to do the same day over and over again. I just thought it told a really good story, and I really enjoyed following that character. And I really enjoyed the getting into what a lot of people come to see with this movie was that the whole horror thriller aspect was pretty fun. Like I said, there is a lot of mystery surrounding the movie, so you're not exactly sure what's going on. All you know is that there's this stalker in a hoodie with a freaky looking baby mask, and that's what you got from there. But the movie does has a lot of fun sequences, and as it goes along, it actually gets better and better as it goes along. As you see the same day repeat over and over, but Tree sort of learning a lesson and ultimately coming to what the movie comes to at the end. And I just thought it was really enjoyable. Now it's not perfect. Probably the main thing is that some reveals here and there are just sort of like, whoa, really? That's what's going on here? You think it's going in one direction, but then it sort of turns it the what you think on its head. Some of it works, some of it doesn't, so that's not all that great. And there still are some questions that I did have going coming out of the movie, like that didn't quite make all the much sense, or did it? I'm not sure. All I know is that I had a fun time in this movie. I thought it was really fun. Maybe not as on the same level as Get Out, but still a really good horror movie slash thriller nonetheless. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I thought this was a really nice surprise. Uh, I would recommend you go see it. Like I said, not perfect, but definitely enjoyable. This is just one of those movies that makes for a really fun weekend night atmosphere at the movies. So see it with an audience, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. I called it. I think I've referred to it as a horror movie a few times before. It's not. It's not a horror movie at all. There's really no gore to this movie at all. It's really. It's just more of a thriller, but a thriller that I think if you go on and with the intention of having some fun, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this movie. And the second and final review I have for you guys is a review for a movie that I definitely was not looking forward to going into this year. And that was Blade Runner 2049. What you guys got to understand to set this review up is that I absolutely hate the original Blade Runner, the 1982 so-called classic. It's not that I don't appreciate smart movies. The times that I've seen Blade Runner is I really wanted to enjoy it. I want to love classic movies. I want to be in on the masterpiece. But to me, the movie is just inept on so many levels. Its ideas, storytelling, characters, and pacing are just some of the worst I've ever seen in some of a movie that's hailed as much as it is. And the movie did get a polarizing reaction when it first came out. I mean, it's regarded as a classic now, but back when it's released, it did get it did split the it did get split reviews. Some people loved it, some people hated it. Obviously, if I was there back then, I definitely would have been one that hated the movie. Like I said, I just did not. I just thought it was inept filmmaking on a lot of levels. The design and direction were good, but just the everything else I mentioned was just bad. Mainly the pacing and the storytelling, I just could not stand. But Blade Runner 2049. I mean, the trailers did look good. I mean, the direction, it's from Denis Villeneuve, who's got a great track record. And it looked like there was care put into the movie, but just because of my hate for the original, I wasn't looking forward to it all that much. But I finally ended up seeing the movie, and my feelings for the 1982 film aside, which I think, still do have those feelings, although maybe I need to revisit that film. Man, this was a great movie. I mean, this movie was just impressive on so many levels. I mean, just the basic story, what you got to know is that it's the year 2049, California 2049, in this alternate future. And a replicant named Kay is under an investigation to investigate the remnants of a pregnant replicant. And this leads into a whole mystery of reveals, twists, and sort of a dark noir classic Blade Runner movie. And really, this movie, I just thought it accomplished the themes and ideas in a much more watchable, entertaining, competent fashion than the 1982 film did, man. This movie just was so impressive on a technical level and in the themes, which I'll get to right now, because the whole thing, basic thing with Blade Runner, this movie and the 1982 film, is what does it mean to be real? Obviously, you got real people and then you got replicants, and a lot of the ideas that they go through in this movie of how replicants feel or just sort of other aspects was just really done well. Kay, played by Ryan Gosling, our main replicant, who is the Blade Runner of this movie, he's really great in the movie, gives a great performance. But one of the really strong aspects of this movie was a program named Joy. She's a female program, computer program slash hologram that's there to be Joy's Kay's lover. And I just thought that that story was just so good on so many levels. Like I said, the theme of what does it mean to be real? And it was amazing watching the relationship between these two. It was really good and one of the strongest aspects of the movie, besides some other stuff I'll get to. And just the bringing back Deckard, the main character of the first Blade Runner, played by Harrison Ford. I wondered how he would be implemented into this movie, but I got to say they did it in a really, really good fashion. He's not the star of the movie by any means. It's definitely Kay's show, Ryan Gosling. But Harrison Ford, when he comes in, man, he's really, really good as he continues his mission to bring back all of his classic characters from the 80s. But he was definitely good, and I enjoyed what they did with Deckard's story in this movie. So, like I said, the themes and whatnot they had going into this movie and sort of the story and mystery element, I thought were done really well. But to me, I can't remember the last time I've seen a movie where I was just so amazed by the look and feel of a movie throughout, scene by scene. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, obviously in the past decade, we've got movies with some really impressive special effects. But this movie, man, the way they just captured this noir, crazed, twisted, dark look was just so incredible. I mean, you got scenes where they showed the actual town, sort of this cool, this darkness that's going in this weird vibe is just great. But these scenes that are indoors, man, the way they just perfectly capture the classic noir look, but also giving it this cool new flair, being that this is obviously a movie that takes place years later, was just so good. What they do with the darkness and the colors and just the atmosphere were really good. Now, another thing that helps to that is sort of the pacing of this movie. The reason that this movie is as long as it is, it's a 2 hour and 40-minute movie, is just so that they can capture the noir pacing. Scenes take probably twice as long as they should do. But I was engaged throughout, man. I was just really impressed with this movie. It impressed me on a theme level, an idea level, a direction level, and just the look was just incredible. And it was definitely one of the best movies I've seen, and it'll go down as one of the best sequels ever made. It's amazing that they made a movie that was this good. That's a sequel to a movie that came out 30 years ago. So I'm gonna give the movie a 9.5 out of 10. Like I said, I hate the first Blade Runner, but this movie was just so impressive, and I can't wait to go back and watch the movie just for the look. It really is a shame that when you look at the box office, this movie is bombing the way that it is. I mean, it's just not doing well at all in the United States. Only made 30 million opening weekend and it's got a budget of 185. So that's really unfortunate because this movie, it really does deserve a lot better, and this proves that the original film is a cult classic. Not exactly what I'd call a film that everyone loves, as evidence of how the turnout was for this movie. But hey, I gotta call it as I see it. Really enjoyed Blade Runner 2049. So, anyways, those are the reviews I have for you guys. A couple of films that I really enjoyed. Two films that caught me off guard for very different reasons, but I really ended up enjoying them both. I was glad I was able to get my money's worth and put out a review for both of them. So anyway, hope y'all enjoy these reviews. Leave your comments and tell me what you thought of these movies if you've seen them, and I will see y'all around with another video.